how's it going? Welcome to NoDQ&A video right here on NoDQ.com, as well as the YouTube channel and NoDQ&A videos affiliate, RingsideNews.com. Got your questions here regarding Night of Champions and other topics. Let's get started with the first one today from Colin Nicholson. Since Sting will be feuding with Seth Rollins at Night of Champions and the Wyatt family have a new member, who should be the new Shield member? I don't think WWE necessarily needs to have a new Shield member, although they could do that. They could, for a short period of time, reunite the Shield and have a brief, unofficial member of the Shield, or even officially reunite the group for a short period of time. That is something WWE could do. One option is maybe bring up somebody from NXT. You could bring up Samoa Joe and have him team up with Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns. That's a possibility. I would not mind that. There's a number of people they could put in that role, or you could just have somebody who's already established in WWE come in as the third guy to help out Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns. And of course, WWE could just end up doing a 2-on-3 handicap match, although one would think it would make sense to put somebody in there as a third guy for the babyface tag team. I got this question here from Bryan K. Lover. Do you think the third member of Dean and Roman's team will be either Daniel Bryan or The Rock? Highly doubt it will be The Rock. I would say highly unlikely in all likelihood because it's Night of Champions. It's not WrestleMania. It's not even the Royal Rumble. And you already have Sting at Night of Champions. You have a selling point right there. You have a legendary superstar appearing at the pay-per-view. It's not necessary for The Rock to be there. Don't see that happening. Even if he was available, they would wait for a better time to bring back The Rock. They would bring him back for WrestleMania. That's not going to happen. Daniel Bryan, if WWE clears him between now and Night of Champions, that would certainly be a logical possibility. But at this point, I think it's more likely it'll be somebody who's already on the WWE roster, or as I mentioned earlier, they bring up somebody by NXT, or they just do a 2-on-3 match at the pay-per-view. As far as people who are already on the roster, they could bring in Kane with the mask, even though it would make more sense for him to get involved with Seth Rollins, but clearly, Seth Rollins is going to be busy for a while with opponents between Sting and John Cena. They could just bring back Kane and have him in a totally different storyline as a babyface with the mask. And plus, he already has history with the Wyatt family. And also, one monster to counter another monster. That's a possibility as well. Kane seems to make the most sense, and he's due back at any time now. He would fit right in that storyline. And who knows, maybe they'll put the Big Show in there as a babyface. I really don't know. I think Kane would be a better fit. If I had to make a prediction on it, I'd say Kane, or they just do a 2-on-3 match at the pay-per-view. All right, this one comes from Antonius. Do you think WWE should add more people to the Wyatt family, such as a repackaged Bo Dallas and a returning Eric Rowan? Well, that is an interesting idea because Eric Rowan is due back soon, and one would think he's going to be coming back with the Wyatt family. And Bo Dallas, I've been saying this for months now, that he should be part of the Wyatt family. Let him grow out the beard and repackage him, but that's clearly not happening anytime soon. He's scheduled to go against Brock Lesnar on October 3rd at Madison Square Garden. So he's going to be doing the Bo Leave gimmick for the time being, at least for another month or so, which is unfortunate for him. I think that this would have been a good way to write him off this past week on Raw with Brock Lesnar, and then give him some time off and then bring him back as a new member of the Wyatt family. I would not mind seeing more Wyatt family members. Let them grow. Let them be 4 or 5 people. It's been a while since we've seen a faction beyond 3 people. You know, we have the Shield, we have the Wyatt family, the New Day, all these 3-person groups. Why not change it up and bring in some more people? Bo Dallas and Eric Rowan, just make them a more powerful, dominant group. I would be all for that. And I don't see any other role for Eric Rowan. I think you need to bring him back with the Wyatt family. I don't know what else there is to do with him when you bring him back. You know, there's also been the talk about him being the third guy to team up with with Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns. That's a possibility, but wouldn't really fit. I don't think Eric Rowan was working as a babyface, and I don't know. I just don't think I would go with that. Although they could have him come back, pretend to be aligned with Reigns and Ambrose, and then turn on them at Night of Champions. That's also a possibility. All right, this one comes from Beast Slayer. I say whatever 666. Okay. Why does WWE constantly have the current Money in the Bank holder get foiled instead of having them lose by DQ or something else? And why doesn't WWE have the Money in the Bank holder win matches? I mean, what a concept. The Money in the Bank guy is rising up to the top. Wouldn't he be winning matches to establish him as a credible force? So when he does win the title, people could say, I knew it was coming because this guy has been winning all these matches and he's obviously a future superstar. WWE doesn't work that way. They trade wins and losses with the talent. And when a guy wins the Money in the Bank, usually that means he's getting the title. So WWE's mindset is, since he's winning the title, most likely we can have him job out because he'll eventually be getting the title. He'll get his big win then. That's just how WWE has operated over the years. I think it's lame. I think it would make more sense to build up the Money in the Bank holder. And they have done that. I mean, with Seth Rollins, they did a pretty good job with him in terms of his win-loss record prior to cashing in Money in the Bank. But there have been a lot of guys over the years that just went on losing streaks before they won Money in the Bank. And then when they win it, it feels like the title is being devalued because of that. All right, this one comes from Sam's. What are your thoughts on Apollo Crews? I feel like he could really become a big star, but I feel like he'll be Big E version 2. I sense that he is going to be a really big deal in WWE. He could become bigger than Big E. I think he could be that major African-American WWE champion that people have been asking for so many years now. He could be that guy. I mean, he's got the perfect look. He's got the physique that Vince is obsessed with, and he's a great athlete. So he has a lot of things working for him, and I like his finishing move. He has a lot of potential to be a major star, but we said the same thing about Ahmed Johnson. I think this guy can go further than Ahmed Johnson. Let's just throw that out there right now. I think he will be a bigger star in the long run than Ahmed Johnson, unless there are catastrophic circumstances that hold him down. Like being injury prone or that sort of thing. And if he's really terrible on the mic, that could hold him back. But I think he has a very good chance of becoming a major star in WWE. And I got this question here from Al Aries. Do you believe that Apollo Creed can become a future world champion in WWE? I definitely think he has potential. If he continues to build momentum and he gets good on the mic and he's good in the ring, he has good matches, I would say there's a very good chance of one day he'll be WWE champion. He has the size, he has the athleticism, and so far so good with him. He had a hot debut at the NXT TakeOver, and let's just hope it keeps going up from here. All right, this one comes from everybody's favorite, Kayfabe Candy Ass. Are the Kevin Owens fat jokes WWE's latest immature way of entertaining themselves since they cannot make GOAT jokes anymore? Most likely. I mean, who knows what's going on in the brain of Vince McMahon and Kevin Dunn and then the people in charge. Clearly, Kevin Owens is not the prototype WWE superstar. He's not Apollo Crews. He's not this jacked up, tall, good-looking guy. I mean, he's this bearded, chubby guy with a beer gut, and that's not what Vince McMahon's vision is of a main eventer. And I think sometimes they make these jokes as a way to try and teach him a lesson by making fun of him on television, trying to send a signal to him to get in better shape. I mean, that could be what they're doing. It's just stupid because people like Kevin Owens, and I don't think too many people care about his weight or his look. They just care that he's an ass kicker, and that's what he is. And when you call him a flying bus, it's really childish. So it's stupid. I wish they wouldn't do it, but it is what it is in the world of WWE, and people just got to get used to it and not get too offended by it. All right, this last one comes from Larry Arrowwood. I almost said Lake Arrowhead for some reason. Could you see WWE having a tag team triple threat TLC match anytime soon like they had in the early 2000s? They could, but the problem with that is obviously the comparisons. People would compare it to those earlier matches, and there's really no way people in WWE today can live up to those old matches. But now that the Dudleys are back, wouldn't be the worst idea in the world for nostalgic purposes to have the Dudleys in a TLC match. Maybe even have two other tag teams like the New Day and the Primetime Players at TLC. That would be an interesting idea for a pay-per-view match. It's just I don't think it would be able to live up to the old match expectations. But if people went in with the mindset that it's not 2000, it's 2015, maybe people would be satisfied with the matches. And they could still be excellent matches. I don't think that they would take quite as many risks in today's WWE, but, if the New Day was in there, for instance, Kofi could take all the crazy bumps and you'd have the tables and everything. It could live up to some of those TLC matches from the Attitude Era. I mean, with the talent, if they're given the opportunity to go all out, they could certainly have very memorable TLC matches. So maybe it'll happen. Tweet WWE and ask for them to make that match happen. All right, that'll wrap it up for this edition of No DQ&A video. Thanks as always for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already at youtube.com/NoDQCAW. Check out the other videos on the channel with myself and Jeff Meacham. Got more No DQ&A videos coming up this week. And with that being said, I will see you guys next time for another edition of No DQ&A video.